Hello and welcome to the Next Level Animal Care Podcast. I'm your host, Will Sibley, and this is our diary podcast taking you through week by week the integration of our T-level here at South Staffs College in animal care. So we are now on to episode 8, week 7. So this is our final week before half term. And so we are wrapping up quite a lot of the loose ends and threads that we've been sort of weaving through this half term so far. And so I'm just going to give you a bit of a run through of what we've done this week. So if I start off really focusing on the bits that are the core pathway, although we're doing a project-based curriculum, the core pathway, we are very specifically teaching anatomy and physiology as a discrete lesson. So I don't know if that's come across in some of the other episodes, but that is particularly how we're running it. So this week we've been finalising reproduction. So obviously that's building on from sentience and those kind of aspects, but really talking about the hormones involved and how there's some variations between taxas. And finally, we got the learners to make some small videos that are species specific. So getting them to create little revision tools that we're uploading into their teams that they can go back to, and that'll help them out. So that's kind of parking that aspect of anatomy and physiology. In terms of some of the other bits and bobs that we're doing, remember we're still in our vet, I keep doing this with my hands, we're still in our vet domestic project. So we're trying to apply the learning theories and animal behaviour within that aspect. Again, pulling from some of the core pathway elements and trying to interweave them with the core, common core, to sort of give that wider context to the learning process that we're trying to achieve. So really hitting the difference between classical and operant conditioning. We've been doing things where we've really been trying to focus on that underpinning theoretical knowledge, and within, I guess, the sort of project-based element of it, we've been getting the learners to look at how they might, if they're having animals in a small domestic care setting for a while, what training and learning would benefit welfare. So sort of trying to bring it in again into that project aspect. From a practical perspective, we are still completing and finishing off small domestics, which brings this half term to an end. And really, the learners have excelled. They've demonstrated the skills that we want on those small domestic animals. And that's really good because fundamentally, when we get into the huge synoptic next year for the occupational specialisms, the likelihood is some of the main taxes and animals that we're going to be using are these small domestics. So really, they are the perfect animal type for the learners to be developing the skills and behaviours that they're going to need in order to be able to go on to more challenging species, particularly not necessarily challenging species, but challenging temperaments. Animals are different. We've got so we use on our zoo, on our animal zone, we use different categorizations of animals as to how safe they are to be handled, as all collections probably do. So it's starting to move now that we've developed some of those skills that we can start to, as we move through the taxes, they can work with some of the more temperamental animals because they're starting to build that observation skills into what they're doing. So yeah, this is absolutely key, but we've also been focusing and tying in the common core with biosecurity from the core pathway, and some waste management sustainability from both the core pathway and the common core, because sustainability links over both. So it's been something that we've really been looking at, and the learners have been sort of, I guess, debating that from a welfare perspective, whether we're using the right substrates in with our rodents to avoid respiratory issues, and those kind of aspects. But then equally, we've been pulling from the business aspects that we've been looking at, and looking in the small domestic settings, cost of substrate, budgeting, and the business element to that. So if you are going to be keeping animals for a sustained period of time, you need to judge the budgetary cost of a star welfare needs against utilising some cheaper substrates that we know might have long-term implications if they're there, but if it's short stay, then what are the impacts? So again, that's something that's really run through from some of the business parts of the project that we're looking at into the practical, and back again, which really is what we want the learners to do. If we can apply as much of this common core into what they're doing practically, then I think it's going to get that sticky knowledge, and they're gonna retain it, which fundamentally is what we need them to do from a college perspective, because we want them to pass their exams. From an individual perspective, it's going to hopefully give them a rich level of understanding that they're going to take out into industry. Revisiting health and safety, in particular, this is a common core aspect that comes up. We know that it's a key thing that is going to be a requirement in the industry, so we can't really revisit it enough. But again, just finalising some of the aspects of that, particularly when we've been looking at some of the conditioning and learning theories and training, and how that can help from a health and safety perspective, and how we're rag rating animals. So absolutely been going through that and bringing it on. And then finally, this week I was at Twycross Zoo at careers event. Some of our T-level learners attended and got to engage and talk to employers. I've got a little update from the event, so I am going to slide this way and you'll see me coming from that way, and so this is my Twycross Zoo update.
So really exciting day. I'm off to Twycross Zoo to represent South Staffs at a careers day for those young people, 14 to 18 year olds interested in a career in animal care. So I'm going to talk about everything T-level and what we're doing at South Staffs. Well, not just me and this guy. So it has been a fabulous day for us, coming along to Twycross to this first careers event since COVID. So it's been a really amazing opportunity from my perspective to talk to young people around different educational options in animal care and vet nursing, and how that might lead to different career choices that they would have. But equally, it's been great to go around to a variety of different employers, from Forestry England to Twycross Zoo, and sort of make sure that we are capturing what is happening on the coalface out in industry, ensuring that the skills we're developing with our learners are the right skills. But yeah, it's been fabulous to come and network and sort of improve what we're doing by validating it against what industry is saying. So it's been a really useful day, I think I'll leave it there for now, because I'm by the soft play so you can hear it, and I'm going to go for a little walk around the zoo, which will be another great adventure for me.
And it's back to me. So it was a really great event. Next to the ball pit wasn't fantastic, but we, from my perspective, I got to talk to some really good employers, particularly Forestry England, and looking at more maybe the conservation and wildlife aspects. hopefully made some connections there that they'll be able to come in and talk to the learners. But equally, it was good to talk to the outreach guys at Twycross Zoo, so I can't recommend that enough. That Megan Wright, Denver Anderson, by all means, I would get in touch with those two, because they're excellent and they're really beneficial to what we're trying to do. But overall, really great event, and the learners that attended really benefited from it as well. So just to finish off the half term, don't forget to like, subscribe, sign up for any reminders of new episodes. But I thought I'd finish with a really bad joke. So why did the turkey join the band? Because he had the drumsticks. And with that, I hope you've all had a lovely half term and followed our journey, as I'll be back after half term to continue this moving forward. Until next time, have a great day.